Welcome back, everyone, to our continuation, part 3 of Vandal Hearts, the best PlayStation 1 game. Now, if for some reason you're only joining in on this part or one of the others, I would definitely recommend going back and starting from scratch. Just before we get any further, this is not your standard version of it. What we're going to do is more of a higher level analysis of the game, talking about mechanics, etc., more so than your regular commentary. So we have just finished our second chapter, second level, and we're moving on to the Palace Ruins for chapter 3. As you'd expect with most games, the first couple of levels do introduce a bunch of new mechanics. Like the previous two levels, this one does introduce some new stuff for the first time. The main thing is this is our first encounter with armored enemies. You can see they've got a decent amount of health. An extra nice little touch is the fact that obviously they don't have blood, so they don't squirt blood when you actually kill them. Again, a small touch, but appreciated nonetheless. So straight away there is two other important things that we see on this level. We've obviously covered the armored enemies, our first encounter with them. We've also seen these. Now these are boulders. We'll get to them specifically now in a minute. And the other one is this crate. Again, almost the same style, but we'll get to them very, very shortly. one thing to note as well is because of the fixed perspectives, or at least the limited camera angles, sometimes it is important to swap the view around just to make sure that there's nothing hiding behind columns, pillars, anything like that. Be it enemies or chests or even something to help you. So here's where we're going to get to introduce these boulders in the next turn, but we're almost there. So with the push command, you can do exactly what it says on the tin. you can actually push things. So what these actually are usually they're along the lines of this here, this box. This can be used to create pathways, block pathways, or just get access to, say, a chest like this. But they can also be used for something along the lines of this boulder. So we have an enemy in the path here. This is what we want. So let's push this. Hits the enemy, does some damage. Now we're not going to move all the way down because that'll leave us open to a couple of attacks from each side. So we'll do the smart thing and put ourselves on the highest vantage point. And because we have Diego going up to a higher plane, he'll be able to do the same thing. He'll start having an improved range because he's going up higher. So we have our clay golem that got hit by our boulder. That took half his health. No insignificant amount. So if you ever see boulders or anything on a level, it's definitely worthwhile to try create your strategy around at least hitting one enemy, but as many as possible with a boulder or boulders. Okay, so in order to get everything on this level, which is what we want to do, we're actually going to have to lure out that last clay golem. You know what, my own fault, I wasn't thinking ahead and I didn't have someone go around the opposite side to flank. It's okay though, it'll only take us another minute or two. One thing to note as well, actually, is obviously these are ground units. They can't traverse over the likes of water. There are actually other units, which we will get to later in the game, that can traverse water. And other, we'll call them hazards on the ground. I know what you're thinking, all that for Herb, but I did promise a 100% complete playthrough. And just to give a little bit of extra insight, while sometimes chest items can be a little bit insignificant like we just got, they do save you a little bit in the long run. As well as some chest items and some items in the ground are more considerably important. Now, that's 2 new characters with our party, up to a total of 5. Eleni and Huxley. Huxley, as he mentioned, is a healer. And Eleni is actually a mage. So 2 new classes we've never actually had before. So we'll take a quick trip back, organize everyone's inventory, possibly trick everyone out with some new gear. Although I say everyone, but I mean our 2 new characters. As far as the 2 new characters go, since they are mages and healers, they do fit the stereotype of having low health, low defense. And of course, wearing staff or using staves, wearing robes, etc. So we'll finish up after completing our 3rd chapter, right here, or our 3rd level, and we'll continue on to our 4th one, the Rhine Bridge, in our next part.